What's up, Vault Hunters? So it seems like it has been quite a while, but we are back in Borderlands 3 today, and it is about time we actually went and dealt with these Calypsos. We're going to head to the Great Vault today. Just before we leave Sanctuary, we've just got a few more people to talk to.
I'd say I hate
So we're
what
just going to do
goes
that
on,
real
huh?
quick.
But me and you both know that ain't true. Protect that fine ass when you're down there. I'll be rooting for you.
Thanks, babe. Right. Go and see Tanis and Ava, and then we'll get the show on the road.
On the other side of the war.
Yeah, it's been a lot longer than I normally leave this for carrying on with the gameplay, so if anyone has been following this, I apologize about the delay. Been spending quite a lot of time over the last week and a bit. 1 second, let me just do this.
I always thought the Calypsos becoming gods was simply rhetoric. But if Tyreen leeches the monster in the Great Vault, well, what is God but the most powerful being in the universe?
Oh, got a hammy lock as well. But yeah, been working on a alternate casting video for the Borderlands movie. We had a Borderlands movie trailer finally pop up, and so I just wanted to go through that. I pretty much wrote this video back in December of 23, and yeah, just through one thing or another, didn't get around to making it, so finally just slapped it together. A bit of a rush job, but just wanted to get it out there. Wasn't very keen on the casting they've done for the Borderlands movie, so I just wanted to go through some of my alternative picks, who I thought would have been a good choice. So if you like that sort of thing, please do check that video out.
Vault Hunter! So we've reached the proverbial end of the road, it seems. I have the utmost faith in your ability to throw your enemies screaming into the void. Typically do. But just to make sure, Wainwright and I want you to have this.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Maurice. I got the Valentine's Day thing on. Whoops. I don't think that'll affect anything.
I wasn't sure what to do after Maya. Well, you know. But you just
After you
kept
got her killed?
moving. You never let anything stop you, Vault Hunter. So let's take them down together. For Maya.
Yes, together. Claptrap 0. Ooh. I guess we'll wander around and have a good chinwag with these people. I can completely forget where I'm going. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't think I've ever actually done this and talked to everyone, so I'm sort of doing this partly out of curiosity. When it gets to this stage in a Borderlands campaign, I often opt out.
It has come to this.
Targets.
The battle to end a war. Crush them, Vault Hunter.
Can do. Well, hopefully. Intend to. Why have I gone up there? Why have I gone up there? See? Stop playing for just a few days. And I lose my mind.
Reassessing rear paneling status. Determination? Audacious. I'll say, but down!
was that what I needed to talk to them about? I like that. Okay, let's talk to Lilith. Let's get this show on the road. Have another little session on Pandora. Always nice to have Pandora sessions. Love the classic vibes. I'm glad that we did have a nice chunk of Pandora in Borderlands 3. In the sort of classic, kind of more tundrid area. And I do hope that we get a lot of that in Borderlands 4. And I've got a lot of things to say about Borderlands 4 at the moment. I've got all sorts of content that's just flying onto paper, but it's going to take a little while to put videos together, unfortunately. So please be patient, but I've got a lot of fun things coming up.
It's time to beat some COV ass and take down the Calypsos. Head to Roland's Rest. Vaughn and Tanis will be ready for you.
Ah, Roland's Rest.
Time to ice those Calypsos and save Pandora. Then we gon' party Balak style.
Alright. Okay, well. That was anticlimactic. I thought there was going to be a bit more to that. Memory did not give me a heads up there. Screw you, memory. Okay. Off to Roland's Rest. And this has actually been somewhere I've been spending quite a bit of time recently, doing some bits and pieces for one of the videos that I'm working on. I think I already mentioned it when we were last here, but I'm not going to go too much into that again. I want to sort of save some surprises rather than just spill the beans, as it were. Vaughan.
Vault Hunter,
Gangster.
it is time! Once you take down those turrets, we'll storm the stronghold together!
Well, time to be a hero. Whenever I imagined saving the world, it was always by curing a bioplague I'd accidentally unleashed.
Definitely,
Man, that thing
prefer
looks
it when you had your
dangerous.
kind of coat or cloak.
So what, like it gives
a
you
lot cooler,
superpowers or something?
more style.
Kinda wanna
Looks a
lick
bit
it.
vanilla now. Mind you, I guess maybe they felt it was going to be an overload of cloaks.
I am
I'm not sure you can
ready.
have that though. I don't think you can have an overload of cloaks. Cloaks are cool, man.
Whoa, this bronet is charging! Go, 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 go! Siren light!
Brodacious.
I feel powerful.
Whoa,
She's
stuff
flying!
happening. Where?
Vault Hunter, I'll meet you up ahead. If I'm to moonlight as a hero, I should use the vernacular, yes? It is go time!
Yes, ma'am.
Ride, bro, ride!
Here we go.
Drive, Vault Hunter.
This definitely could do with some sort of building music. I don't know if maybe I've got my audio settings off. I don't recall that was the case. I think maybe we get it in the next section, but
You're here. Clear the
out
area,
of the
Vault
way.
Hunter. I'll need to focus while I whisper sweet electrical nothings to those turrets.
Ah.
Good to see you, my boy.
I get a legendary already.
Medic end.
This game's legendary crazy.
Credit to the pack.
Yeah, we'll switch that. We only just got our sword blade one from the agonizer, but we'll spice things up a little bit. Bit of electricity. Sorry, guys. What's up?
Executing phase shift. Let the controlled chaos commence! I've taken over all the
Do it,
turrets
do
and
it,
promised
do
them
it.
amnesty. Please welcome the newest members of the Crimson Raiders.
Nice. Everybody's on the same page. So yeah, going into the Great Vault area here, there's some stuff that I did like, stuff I didn't like about how the story progressed like this. Not sure how I feel about the moon as a key. That sort of seems a bit odd without anything additional into the mix. So I think maybe I could have accepted that more if there was some sort of machine or something that was really like the...
With you as well, Vault Hunter. Let's show them zealots the might of the Crimson Raiders.
Let's do this shit! B-Team, Operation Wild Ride to the go.
So I think I could have accepted it more if, yeah, there was some sort of machine, sort of similar sort of configuration of things that we had to do on Necrotofeo, which we'll get to in due course. But
Do what you do, you freaking maestro of mayhem or whatever.
hey, car is broken. But yeah, if you had some big machine that was you had to use to sort of guide the key, and then there was all sorts of Iridian things that you had to work through in order to have that be a mechanical functioning thing, that would have made a lot more sense in my opinion, rather than just Troy getting sort of a semi siren power and just being able to grab the moon and careful at close to open the vault. I don't think that really sits consistent with a lot of other things we've done in the Borderlands games. And yeah, it just, I don't know, doesn't sit right with me. The fact that that's never come up in any way, like, I think just the concept of that is just a bad concept. What do you think about that? I'd love to know what your thoughts are. The moon being the key to open the Great Vault. But a proper opening this time, not like it was in Borderlands 1, where we were just temporarily opening the feeding hatch. I think was the excuse for that one.
Tear Pandora apart.
Get a good look down at this area here. So that's sort of where we're heading, and you sort of get a good look at that when you're down on the platform in a bit. Let's do it. Yeah. But that music needed a little bit more oomph on the way up. Need to get
Come on, we gotta go.
Get in the killing mood. Right. Go, 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 go. Oh, whoops. Sorry. My bad.
Yo, Vault Hunter. Tina gave me these. You do the honors.
When you say these, most not bad.
Door,
That'll do. You got nothing. Oh, down. I got nothing.
Attention, Iridium tier followers. Put on your position so you can gaze upon it without going blind.
Yep, still a little bit unwell as well, so my voice is a bit croaky. I apologise about that. Electric shocks. A few little collectibles we can get around here as well, so we'll definitely have this. I have this this thing where I just kind of constantly try and shoot Ava. It's not. I don't mean anything by it. I have my issues with Ava, but I wish her no ill will or any harm. So we got a collectible up here. Type of voice log. Woo! Wiggly old thumbs up as well. Video editing with all the free time. Definitely have missed my sessions on here, and I've been very surprised that I'm very keen to get on with my Wonderlands roguelike run. At the moment I've been doing some roguelike runs in the DLC in Wonderlands. Been doing that for a little while now. We've just gone into the tier 4 version of the activity, and we did the first encounter, so we did coiled captors. And how we're doing this one is, so I'm doing all 4 at tier 4 as a single roguelike run, and I'm allowing myself to carry 2 items each time I change, and each time we're going up in chaos levels. So we did coiled captors last time at chaos 10, starting with no gear, nothing at all, just whatever we go in and pick up is what we have to use on the run. And that wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be harder than that, but coiled captors at chaos 10 was pretty much a breeze. So the next one's going to be Glutton's Gamble, switching up to chaos 20, which definitely should definitely feel that at the start. But we get to take 2 items, so I have a shield and a Frost SMG that I've got carried across. And the roguelike runs I've been doing have been very fun. I've really enjoyed the extra challenge that those have added to the game. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, definitely check it out. Some of it has been quite challenging. There's been fails on there. I've had runs that I have, it's gone sideways, haven't been able to pass, but so far I haven't had to back out fully of any challenge. We have managed to always go back in, and on the 2nd or 3rd run at least, clean it up. So Chaos 20 on Glutton's Gamble with 2 starting items. I'm keen to get back into it. I'm keen to give it a go and see if it's actually achievable. And then going up there to level 30 and level 40 at a start. I'm going to have to be very careful which 2 items I take with me.
So why the hell are the vault thieves still alive? Kill them now, or I'll rip you apart and piss on your ashes! Such artistry.
Yeah, going to have to be careful on what items I take, because, yeah, a level 30 or 40 start of chaos levels is going to be definitely felt. It's not going to take very much to get down immediately as we go in. And that's the point. That is the point. Like, if we can't get gear to keep ourselves alive, then it's a very short run. Very short.
Tell Tyreen I'm sorry!
Where you at? Where you at? Intelligent grenades, go do something. Gonna get Sparko, run around in circles. Anything here? New cosmetic. Ooh, nice. Okay, so that's actually dropped, which I guess is why Maurice chimed in just now, maybe? I'm not sure. Cosmic Romance definitely says to me that that is a weapon trinket to do with the fact that I've got the Valentine's Day event turned on at the moment, which I didn't mean to have on. But, yeah, it's on, so we'll just go with it. But the reason that is on is because it wasn't that long ago that it was Valentine's Day. And for Valentine's Day, I wanted to run the Moxie DLC from Borderlands 2, which was the first Valentine's Day thing they did. Had to be a sprinkler, though. I'm not really a fan of the lead sprinkler. Don't know about you. And there's this claptrap part. Am I being blind? Oh, it's right. Yes, right here. I am definitely being blind.
Must have adopted that dead claptrap as one of their own. That's... I was gonna say touching, but honestly kind of creepy. Oh, an adorable heart accessory. No idea what that does, but you can't argue with accessories.
What was I saying? I don't remember. Do you remember? We were talking about something. There's a friendlies.
Drown the vault thieves in your own blood if you have to. I don't care, just get it done.
So, yeah, the reason we had that on, we were going to do the Valentine's Day DLC from, which was a Headhunter pack in Borderlands 2, but I started playing it, and if I'm honest, I've not really done it much, and I remember why when I started doing it. I'm just not really a fan of that DLC, and I didn't feel that, you know, as a result of that, I didn't feel like I was I'd be very watchable. I didn't feel very motivated to be doing it. And so instead, I thought I'd jump on here and do some of the game with the Valentine's Day event activated. And I remembered I don't really like that either. So a bit of a downer. I gave it a go, but I just didn't think it was going to be worth people's time. Didn't think it was worth watching. So sorry if you were alone on Valentine's Day. I was thinking of that.
You're getting good at this, Pete.
Nommy nommy noms. But yeah, I think they're probably, because I enjoy the Thanksgiving Day one for the Headhunter pack. I enjoy Mercenary Day one. I enjoy the Promerax one, even though it really was nothing like Promerax should have been. It was far too easy. It should have been like a ridiculously hard throwback to the original Promerax, original Invincible boss in Borderlands. Let's stop shooting alarms. So yeah, Thanksgiving Day, Mercenary Day. Oh, and the Halloween one's fine. So yeah, it's just a shame. I'm just not really into that Valentine's Day one, unfortunately. The Wedding Day Massacre. ammo on the go. Slippery on the gun.
You worthless nothings! Kill the vault thieves!
Yes, they are.
Now! Listen to my brother, lovelies. The great vault beckons. Our moment of transcendence is at hand. Keep the heretics at bay while we prepare for our divine transformation.
What's up, girl? Oh no, it is Rachel.
I'm waiting!
I do quite like these anointed. Billy and Rachel, I kind of feel are the two standout ones. Look at that guy. I don't want to kill you like this. Talk about you. Anyway, yeah, she's quite different than some of the other anointed, but her and Billy definitely give me some thoughts about things that could be done in Borderlands 4. I like the idea that maybe not quite in the way they are, maybe a little bit more unique, a little bit more specific, to have lieutenants perhaps, or
Vault Hunter! Troy's iridium supply is flowing through those statues. Let's see if we can cut him off from the source.
but have someone who's sort of very high up in Troy and Tyrene's ranks actually have it so that they carry forward into Borderlands 4. They've infused them with a bunch of power and they've got abilities, so they're very, very capable, and they've got their own plans, and they're still working towards some of Troy and Tyrene's original direction, but kind of with a slightly different take. Like, they now consider Troy and Tyrene heretics, and they're doing their own thing, and it's the anointed that are the chosen ones that are going to do X, Y, or Z. You know, I think there's definitely some legs to carry that kind of idea on and have them as a specific type of enemy in the game. I think it would be cool to use them as an excuse to have a specific class of weaponry in Borderlands 4 as well that could be tied into that. That is something I've got a bit of content I'm looking to work on, because I really feel quite strongly that I don't want the weapon system just staying stale like it is. There definitely needs to be steps forward and progression, evolution in the weapon systems for the game. I don't think it's rocket science. I think that, you know, people worked this out a long time ago. There were mods for Borderlands 2, at the very least, that already knew that, you know, you couldn't just keep with the standard formula of white, green, blue, purple, and then orange for the legendaries. You need a bit more than that in order to keep things interesting. So I do think that I like that formula as the base structure for the game, but you need more variety. So what you need is kind of different kinds of archetypes within the higher tiers of weaponry. And really they need to have legendary and like E-Tech, so the pink guns from Borderlands 2, as an equal. You know, you're going to have good and bad in that selection of weapons.
Now stop, Troy. Put an end to this.
But you should have them as equal, and they just have different kinds of characteristics. I think that would be a very minimal approach to things, to just have two at like what you'd consider the top tier. I think there should be probably about 4 at the top. So I think there should be pearls, legendaries, the iridium tech, E-Tech guns, and one other class. I'll leave sort of getting too specific about that. But then I think like anointed weapons could then be an offshoot of that, where you have it sort of similar to this, but maybe there's more set kind of characteristics of something that's anointed, so it's like a legendary, but it has an additional kind of buff. Maybe a little bit more in the way that they've done the weapon system in Wonderlands, where you've got the chaos tier guns, so you have chaotic, volatile, primordial, and ascended, which are boosted versions, but to have specific stats for those, or specific visual effects, or anything that sort of gives them a separate characteristic, I think would be very, very good. And then you have some other alternatives that give lots of variation, so you just have this huge amount of weapons as the game is intended to have, but with a little bit more structure to it, a little bit more colour and variety to your end game. It gets pretty boring when you just have orange guns in your pocket. With this game, it was so badly laid out that you have orange guns pretty much in every slot. From, I don't know, very... Where are we now? I mean, basically everything I'm running is orange, and it's been this way for quite some time. And we haven't even finished playthrough 1. Like, that's just stupid. It just shouldn't be that way, and it is boring, and it just doesn't tell you anything about the gear whatsoever. You know, you need to give people something else. Now, why do I want that lift? I don't feel that I want that lift. Do I want this left? I'm going to just go up here because I can't remember. I'll be completely honest. Yes, that just takes me to ground floor. So that was just an extra little target there for 0 we did. And I think maybe there's... maybe a chest down here. Yes. Nice little cool room. I mean, this I could dig this vibe. I mean, I could do some streaming from here. This is nice. I'm just going to leave those. I don't feel like cluttering my pockets right now, but we've ticked that off. And you know it's there. That's just really easy. Just turn around once you drop down. And tick that one off before you proceed. Finding Troy. But yeah, so I've got a video hopefully talking about my ideas for weapon and loot systems and the progression of those and what they should be, and I'm pretty sad that that hasn't more naturally occurred already, but I don't feel like people can stay with the stale way things have been.
Where's Troy getting that kind of power?
It's not rocket science.
I have a theory, but you aren't going to like it, Lilith.
Tyreen. He's using Tyreen. He's leeching his own sister to keep charging Elpis. Vault Hunter, you have to take out Troy. It's the only way.
So we've got some vibes here of Borderlands 1 even. Just the scarring into the ground and into the Iridian kind of ruins. I think they could have done a bit more with this. I'd like to have had more sort of consistency. I'd like this to be more reflective of what we're used to seeing in that regard, particularly from Borderlands 1, but also in Borderlands 2. I feel as we were approaching the Vault of the Warrior, there was more of a consistent look, and in this game they've really pushed it towards this slightly different kind of art style. But I have interesting ideas about that as well. I think maybe there's a bit more to that, and perhaps we're getting confused with this ancient culture that perhaps is maybe not as uniform as you think. It'd be a nice way to explain away the sudden change, you know? Girl got an attitude.
Been waiting for this, Vault Thief.
I want a more comprehensive reason for your arm being the way it is, please. Not just you lost it. I want to know what that tech is. First, I'm going to get my gloves killed. Yes, it'll be over very soon. Yeah, I like this arena. Good sort of style to this. These sort of columns, the architecture there, makes me feel a bit more like Opportunity. I'm not sure if maybe they've sort of had a little bit of a trip up there, that they're sort of, you know, staying with characteristics of architecture that's not necessarily consistent with the location and the vibe. I mean, if he's gonna kill you, are you that powerful? I mean, the whole leeching thing seems too overpowered anyway, and it certainly shouldn't be the way it is. The leeching powers that Tyreen has as a siren, the sirens should be all fairly equal in their powers, but just differing abilities. For her to have a power that just can just basically override all the others makes no sense, and is a bad way of running.
Let's get a little more intimate, shall we?
So it definitely would make more sense if that was explained as that she receives a diluted version of the life source of everything she leeches, so she could potentially kill them, but she shouldn't get 100% the purest form of whatever power she is siphoning off. just another issue that I have. It's good enough to be able to just be getting lots of different little powers and combining them and overall gaining her, you know, a higher strength. But to be getting the entirety of it, it just doesn't, it doesn't ring true. Particularly with, you know, then other people fighting her and or us fighting her at the end. Like. Well, that was easy. I hope I didn't ruin that by talking over it. Actually, I don't mind whether I ruined it.
So close.
I never got around to complaining about the fact that when this originally came out, Troy is like manically screaming while you're fighting him there, and I really liked that because it was consistent with Borderlands and it showed how unhinged he was at this point. But people moaned about it so much in the early days of Borderlands 3 that the developers basically removed it, which now means that it's a very muted fight and doesn't feel anywhere near as chaotic, just for the sake of the screaming. I get that some people just aren't going to be able to cope with that, but I don't know. It didn't bother me, and it felt appropriate, so it's a shame that a small minority of people have to ruin things.
Those powers never truly belonged to Troy, and now it seems they have found their rightful owner. Maya had a plan all along.
No,
Those
that doesn't
suit
make
you,
sense
Ava.
either.
But what about you?
It's over. That's
Oh, my version of this is so much better. So much better.
Look,
I need to get the videos out.
beautiful. Terrifying, but beautiful nonetheless.
Just need more time. I mean, let's not even pull into the fact the gravitational distortive effects that would happen from manipulating an object that large close to another object that large. Like, I mean, I guess we've got all the Iridian magic going on, but
Where do you want to go?
extremely problematic.
What the hell?
You did it, Troy.
She was here sweeping.
Now let's finish this together.
Whoosh.
Do you feel that?
The sort of lightning in her wings there as well. In the early trailers for Borderlands, she actually is moving around kind of like Emperor Palpatine style, but like, well, not that he flies around, but she's doing electric hands, sort of almost like the kind of warlock ult in Destiny. But she's doing electric beams out of her hands and then flying through the air. It's interesting that we never really see that in the game. I think that was in more than one trailer at the start. But it seemed like it was, at some point, part of her repertoire. Nothing else, girl's got style. I love the jacket.
And we are live! Well, not them. They're super dead. Oh, you thought you were gonna win. Maybe next time, superfans. Or not. That's just something people say. Game over, bitches!
It gives me some great confidence that there are still a fairly reasonable number of the right kind of people at Gearbox. If they can be in, what was this? It wasn't 2022. I can't actually remember the launch year for this now. 2019? Probably more like that. But to do this 90s style, ridiculous kind of troll fake finish of the game it's just so nerdy. Like, yeah. To bother doing this in this sort of scale of game at this time in gaming history is just, yeah. It's a good gag. It's just stupid. That's what this game should be. gags and stupid, but with, you know, all the other stuff thrown in. But so childish.
It actually worked.
You catch on quick. Good save.
Does she catch on quick, or has she been being trained for, you know,
The great
multiple
vault
years?
is opening.
Pandora. Pandora is the great
It's
vault.
quite funny in one of the early trailers as well when Ava is presumably being trained by Maya, and Maya's sort of holding an orb,
Whose echo is
and
that?
Ava's just next to her, like,
check it out.
like wincing, trying to like do it as well. It's quite funny. Okay, so there is our Ravenous. Well, we'll just leave that then. I'll take that so that I've got something. I earned something. I'm taking your stuff, Troy. What you gonna do about it? You're
This
gonna
is
do
flat.
nothing.
Copy.
Who? How did you get this? No, you know what? It doesn't matter. This is Typhon de Leon. Listen up. You see that crazy beam of light shooting through the sky? Pretty cool,
Nope.
right? Well, that means the Great Vault is opening. And if it does, say goodbye to Pandora. So get your case out of Negra de Feo now.
Over here, killer.
You acquired my Iridian amplifier.
You said Typhon de Leon.
Impossible. He's been missing for decades, ever since he vowed to find the legendary planet of...
Necrodefeo. Maya used to tell me stories about it. What is going on?
Pandora's not a planet. It's the Great Vault.
And Tyreen intends to leech the planet-sized monster within.
The Destroyer. It's still alive. That's what Tyreen meant. when
Yes,
she
I
told me
believe
she'd
that was
finish
the
what I
main
started.
problem with the Destroyer and why it's
There
locked.
is still a vault
And why the
here.
Iridians had to
Vault
kill their
Hunter, you
entire
should
race
go
of
and
people
see
to
what is
lock it.
inside. I imagine we will need every advantage we can get.
I think. Okay, let's go get some goodies. I think we will just clean this up just so we've got a bit more progress. I know it's not a very long session, but we're making some steps forward.
This
Got to
isn't
keep
the Great Vault
moving
itself.
on this
The
and that.
Calypsos were in possession of the Pandoran key for quite a while. They could have looted this vault.
Yoink.
Incredible! That device appears to be capable of translating Iridian language.
Wonderful.
Something that has eluded even the top researchers in the
Something
field
we
for
need.
decades. And yes, I do mean me. This will be further study. Return to me, Vault Hunter.
Okay, I'm just gonna not worry about that. The vault's like this as well. It's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, I'm not gonna start going into other theory things. I have ideas that would be far better for this. That still incorporate this. That still don't break this. But let's just use the skill point. I guess that'd do. That'd do, pig. We'll get ourselves over to Necrotopia.
Very good. When you return to Sanctuary, please go to my lab first. I suspect that analyzer might be a missing piece in a puzzle I've been trying to solve.
Back to the ship, everyone. We have to find Necrodefeo.
And meet the Vault Hunter who started it all.
Stronger. Deadlier.
Big diggers and machines up here. They've got good vibes of Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1. When you go and you fight Flint, he's in the giant excavation vehicle. Good kind of constant themes throughout the series. Gonna be civilized and actually walk to the machine. I think I'm loading as well. Brr. With the Borderlands 2 playthrough, I was surprised that we'd got kind of ahead of that in terms of the amount of playthroughs and stuff. These are from something else I was doing. I
Go
don't deserve
investigate,
this.
Vault Hunter.
Just gonna leave that.
Left nothing to chance. Perhaps they left us a final message.
Yeah, so Borderlands 2, in the same amount of time, I think at this point in the Borderlands 2 playthrough, although it's not been, you know, there's more side questing and other things to do in Borderlands 2 in my opinion, whereas this one stretches the campaign a little bit, so I guess it's to be expected. But Borderlands 2, we are, I think, already heading to the Warrior. So that is next session on that, so we'll be doing that soon. Did I have two?
Strange shapes. Clearly intentional.
Rat? Yes. Yes, I have done this.
Could that be... No. No, I'm imagining things.
Crimson Raiders to the bridge.
So Necrotafeo's real? I thought it was just a myth.
So did I. Typhon de Leon disappeared on his expedition to the Iridian homeworld decades ago. It seems he found it after all.
Tyreen said the destroyer would be freezing. It'll rip the planet apart from the inside.
Supermax.
Typhon de Leon knows how to save Pandora. We have to find him. Never thought I'd say this, killer, but set a course for Necrotafeo.
Yes, ma'am. Although I feel really that should be directed straight towards the navigator. Yeah. I mean, it slows the campaign down a little bit, but I do love these little flying to sections. Like, if you had to do it every time you move to a different planet, that would be insane. But when you're doing this for the first time, like, it's cool. It's nice to have that sort of feeling of continuity as you move around and explore and find new places.
Get down there, Vault Hunter. Find Typhon de Leon.
Drop pod's all set. You be careful down there.
Thank you, Ellie. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there for today. Just a short one. We've made a bit more progress. Next time we're going to be chewing into a bunch of Necrotafeo, and we are getting slowly towards the end of the story. So at that point we may be talking more about side questing or other video bits and pieces I got. We'll be looking at DLC. I mean, I guess if nothing else, we'll be doing just a main kind of playthrough on the DLC. So that's going to be pretty much the same amount of time as it would have taken to do the entire story, and that's why the structure, or in my opinion, one of the strong reasons why the sort of DLC, the season pass formula with the mainline Borderlands games works pretty well. And I wish they could extend that more. Like there's real concerns that Borderlands might be turned into like a more of a game as a service kind of model next time around, and be smaller things trickling all the time and always online and loads of other Vault Hunters running around and emoting and all sorts of nonsense. I really hope that's not the case, but if they want to extend things, like, they can keep doing more season pass stuff. Borderlands 2 did a much better go at that, and the pre-sequel should never have been a thing. The pre-sequel should have been, as originally intended, a DLC for Borderlands 2. They could have done a few more chunks with that. Lilith, Commander Lilith, obviously some form of that must have existed as originally a DLC for Borderlands 2. I really doubt they built that from the ground up for a free release between 2 and 3. So they just need to... What is going on with Lilith's face?
One down, one
I don't know if you could see that just then, but it wasn't loaded in properly. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I'm going to get going. Thank you very much for hanging out. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, please do check out my other content. Please do support me in all the standard YouTube ways, and I'll catch you next time, Vault Hunters. Take it easy. Have a great day. Peace out.